Let your people go home rejoicing. Let there be supernatural release of grace. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. And the people will shout a big amen. Last Sunday we took so long a time. And then this Sunday, by His grace, today we'll be finishing on time. And I think people thought, oh, maybe they will also finish late today. Let me take my time. On Sunday, we kickstart the service by 10. And then after 12, we should be out of here. So let's come on time. Let's come on time. I've been running a series on power. Say with me, power. Power. I can't hear you. Power. Say it like you mean it. Power. You are not sure. Do you need it? Power. Come and talk to me. Shout power. Power. I like it the way Zulu call it Amanda. Amen. Amen. Come on now. Say with me, power. Power. I've told you over and over that He said in Luke 10 verse 19, I give unto you power to tread upon serpent and scorpion. He knows that where we live is full of serpent and scorpion. I told you in Genesis 1 verse 26, when man was created, he was a product of power. Man demonstrate his power over everything he ever created. Amen. He said, come, let us make man in our image, that they may have dominion over all creations. The bird that flies in the air, I've taught you that, power over the birds. The serpent and the scorpion that cripples on the head, power over the scorpions. Amen. Amen. Until you are beaten by a scorpion, you will not know that scorpion is around. So cryptic in nature. So cryptic. You and I can tell between Samson and Delilah who is going to win if they could engage in physical fight. But as weak, I don't think women have bones in their body. Maybe plastic one. Because if you have bones, some of the high heels you wear, you won't be able. You can't. But as powerful as Samson could, all kinds of features. I told you last Sunday, a man I saw in the plane. This guy in winter in that country where I was, a wrestler. He could not wear clothes in winter and he was sweating. The plane was 10 minutes late. And Americans, they don't take their time for granted. They start boom. You could see in their faces that they are not happy. As the guy entered with a singlet, he could not put his hands by his side. He walked like this. Where I sat, I sighted the guy. Everybody kept quiet. Meaning that if you want to talk before, and this guy give you one blow, you are a dead man. I said to them, man, talk. I thought you are complaining to the air hostesses that why are we delayed? This is a reason for delay, so talk. Nobody could talk. Amen. That is how heavy Samson looked. Yet one woman made her as weak as a leaf. I don't know what has been creeping into your life without you knowing. Today you will receive power over there. Amen. Come on, shout a loud amen. Amen. I've taught you power over grave through the power of Calvary. That is the part 4 of that series. Power. If you don't have it, you can't command death. Jesus took that power and gave it to you. He said, behold, I give unto you power.
Amen.
He gave you. In case you are not aware, he gave you that power. And in my entire life, I've never touched a life gun. Life. I've never. I only see it by the side of police. I see guns, but I've never touched it. The kind of guns I'm used to in Nigeria is AK-47. When the police says stop and they do like this, even you will not know when you press brake because of what is inside. So I'm not used to all these pistols. But you know that if you don't know that you have a gun, even if you have it and you don't know how to use it, it's as useless as not having it. So power, he gave you that power. So I'm teaching you how to use it. Amen. Amen. You don't go to a pharmaceutical shop and say, I need any medication. They'll say, on what? For what? Where's your prescription? In this kingdom, anything God gives you, there is an assignment for it. There is what? Assignment. God does not give you a multi-purpose power. He gives you powerful. Are you with me? In Matthew chapter 10 verse 1, Matthew chapter 10 verse 1, he said, behold, and he gave them power over every unclean spirit. So when he gave them that power, he gave them power against. He gave them power against. See what the Bible did there? It highlighted against. So power is not for the favor of the enemy. Write it down. Power is against them. The power you are giving is against them. Is what? Against them. Is what? Against them. Come on, talk to me. Is what? Against Let them feel the same. Let them feel the same. Is against them. After today, Izuzi endelu azwa breketali geziata. You are receiving that power in the name of Jesus. Amen. Power against all unclean spirits. Lezuzu ibratalash. Give you power, not in their favor. Power is against. Amen. Listen carefully, everybody, under the sound of my voice. I'll be teaching you one thing that your life has been waiting for. And after this service, you will never be the same again. Amen. I said you will never be the same again. Amen. In the name of Jesus. So with me, power, seed, and destiny. Write it down. That is where we are going this morning. We live in the world of power. Write it down. The power, the seed, and your destiny. Watch me the way I work it out. It takes power for the seed to bring forth his destiny. It takes what? Many seed cannot fulfill destiny because they are void of power. Are you getting it? Hello, ma'am? Please take note. Many seed. Many seed are frustrated today. And when you see a frustrated force, you know this one is frustrated. He lacks power. Write it down. To be void of power is to sign up for a frustrated life. A frustrated life. Ooh. If you lack it, life will frustrate you. Mele Azuzia Breketa. Failure in power is failure in destiny. Have you had power failure before? When they say power failure, it means everything everywhere is dark. Blackout. Power failure, write it down, is destiny failure. If you fail in the school of power, you fail totally. Many of us, we spend more time to look good, but we don't really know what it takes for you to be in charge. Power failure. Power failure. You need to stay charged to be in charge. Genesis 1 verse 26, the running time for this series, he said, that they may have dominion. Power makes you have dominion. And they subdued the head before them. Joshua 18 verse 1. They subdued the head before them. The earth was subdued before them. Why? Because the power needed is there. A gospel without power is a gist. This gospel, this Christendom, this profession, this belief is a belief of power. Is it what? It's not a belief of talking. It does not respond to your dressing. Your certificate inconsequential. The devil does not bow to anything. And the 70 returned. And he said, oh, we saw even the devil bow in your name. Huh. We saw he fell like a lightning. Why? Because he gave them power and he sent them out. That's why. Hello? Hello? You see a powerless Christian is always jumping at every move of Satan. He's always jumping. The devil determines the prayers you pray. Shame on you. It gives you prayer point. The devil keeps you awake. He said, I give you power against them. So why will you be bothered? It shows that it's either you have it, you don't know that you have it, or you don't have it at all. One of two. All of the above. It determines how you pray. Some of the prayers we pray is in fear. Is in what? Yeah. So without power, seed cannot bring forth its destiny. I don't follow me. I know you are confused, but follow me. I will take you somewhere. So our redemption in Christ, He bought us back for a reason, to take us back to where we lost, which is the garden. And the garden is where man have dominion. Yes. So you can be in Victoria and you are in the Garden of Eden. You don't know whatever is going out there. You are just enjoying life to the fullest. Hello? Come on, talk to me. Hello? Amen. The power, the seed, and your destiny. Say with me, the power.
The power.
Only two people are talking. Say with me, the power.
The power.
The seed. And my destiny. Can we run it down? Genesis 3 verse 15. When Calvary was prophesied, something happened. Something happened. The power, the seed, and your destiny. Are you aware that nothing happened by chance? Everything that ever happens to you has been predestinated by God. God, when man fell, and he came to the garden and saw that Adam was nowhere to be found. And he said, Adam, where art thou? The question should have been, God, I'm hiding under one tree. Adam said, I'm naked. I'm afraid. So who told you you were naked? Don't forget that when God said to Adam, Eve was not there. He said to him, the day you eat it, that is the day you will die. Some of you, they've taught you that in Sunday school. But the secret behind it is that God knows that He will touch it, He will eat it. God already foreknow it. I told you last Sunday that where there is no law, there is no sin. And sin came until law was. So Jesus came to redeem us. Hello? Amen. The cause that was made a law for us, He came to break it. Galatians 3 verse 13. That the blessing of Abraham might come to us. Are you with me? Amen. If I not said last Sunday, get it. So you need to understand that when Adam fell, it was not the same proportion of Eve. Eve was deceived. Adam willfully sinned. They are not the same. Are you with me? All right. So now God must make a way of escape for man. Meaning that He had already knew that Adam will do it. The first Adam. So now there is a provision for the last Adam. And God now has to speak it, because if He did not speak it, it will not come to pass. He spoke Calvary. And this is what He said. Genesis 3 verse 15. Are we together?
Yes.
Everybody. Amen. Let's read it together on the screen. Genesis 3 verse 51 to go. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. He shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Who is God speaking to here? The devil, the serpent. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed. Underline that if that Bible is not borrowed. And a seed. No woman have a seed. A man gives a woman a seed. So what is God speaking here? That is, it will take a seed of a woman, not a man. Because the man that will redeem her back to me must be a man. And he must not be with an input of a man. I've said that over and over during the Easter conference. But this is where I'm going this morning. It will take the seed of the woman to bruise the head of the serpent. Are you with me? Amen. Come on, talk to me. Are you with me? Amen. So when God speaks about seed, He's not talking just in the terms of your offerings. He's talking in you as a person. Thy seed and a seed. Hello? Amen. Come on, talk to me. Amen. In Genesis 15 verse 5. Genesis 15 verse 5. He spoke to Abraham. He said, and I will establish thy seed will I establish upon your throne forever. Look at what he said. Genesis 15. When God made a covenant with Abraham, and Abraham said, who will do this, who will do that? And he brought forth abroad and said, look now towards heaven. I will explain this to you next Sunday. Are you with me? Amen. Because David went about to count the Israelites when God did not want them to be counted, and God dealt with it. and tell the stars, if thou will be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. Come on now. Say, I'm the seed.
I am the seed.
I can't hear you.
I am the seed.
Can a woman like this be a seed? Don't deceive yourself. Are you sure of what I'm saying? Do you understand it? Say, I'm a seed.
I am a seed.
The voice is going down. You are not sure anymore. I thought I'm a woman now. I thought I'm a man. After today, the power for your seed to fulfill destiny shall come upon your life in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Shout, I am a seed.
I am a seed.
It is possible that the reason why you are going through what you are going through is because you are a seed. It's because you are a what?
A seed.
You are not just carrying a seed, you are the seed yourself. So shall thy seed be. Psalm 89 verse 4, speaking again, he said to David, thy seed will I establish forever. Thy seed will I establish forever. Thy seed will I establish forever. Talking to David, your children, thy seed, your offsprings. In Revelation chapter 12 verse 13, from verse 7 we see, and the Bible says, and there was war in heaven, and the dragon was cast down into the earth and into the sea. Hello? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of their testimony, and they loved not their life unto death. Are you getting what I'm talking about? Hello?
Yeah.
In verse 13, Revelation 12 verse 13, look at what happened. And when the dragon saw that he was cast onto the earth, he did what? He persecuted the woman which brought forth the what? The man's seed. He persecuted the woman, not because of anything, but because the woman carries something. Look at verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for a time, and a times and half a times from the face of the serpent. And the earth and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood. Verse 15. After the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth ate the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up all the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. This is not an ordinary woman on the street. Hello? Hello? It takes a seed to bruise the head. So the serpent is looking for any seed to kill, to frustrate. Are you getting it? So if you don't have this power we talk about, your seed will not fulfill destiny. Say, I'm a seed. I will fulfill destiny. Come on, shout it. Shout, I'm a seed. I will fulfill destiny. So you and I believe that life is a battle. And it's the survivor of the fittest. That's the irony of life. You came fighting, you will die fighting. Did you hear that? Lea Zuzu Ikwata. The day you retire, that is the day you die. You fight to live. And that is what a seed comes to do. There are 3 mysteries of a seed I will show you quickly. Number 1, it is the seed of the woman that will bruise the head of the serpent. What does that suggest to you? Write it down. I know some of you are just here. Write. Take note. Don't just sit in church. Take note. Take note. Power is needed for the seed of this woman to be able to stand the heat from the serpent. Hello? The heat will be there, but if you don't have the power, you can't stand it. The heat will be there, but if you don't have the power to match, you will just be wasted for fun, for the fun of it. If you don't have what it takes, you cannot fulfill destiny. Say, I'm a seed. I will fulfill destiny. Are you in church at all? Shout, I'm a seed. I will fulfill destiny.
I will fulfill destiny.
So only the seed of the woman will bruise the head. Number 2, it is the seed of the woman that will speak to the enemy at the gate. Psalm 127. I know this psalm all in my head because this is the psalm. Anytime we go for naming ceremony in Nigeria, this is the psalm we use. And there is a particular hymn we use. For Lord come at Lord Eni Jungano Nureni Taraye Yobatawa Lomo. Look at the way you are looking at me. You don't know. Oh no, no, do you are. Oh, see, ife. Say, God, you are. Baba, when we, the first verse of that hymn, anytime we are going for a naming ceremony, we say we are going for Afope. Also, I attend to that. We are going for Afope. That is what we are going for. That's what we are going for. So I know this psalm. Psalm 127. Are you there? Verse 3 to 5. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Look at verse 5. Happy is the man that has his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemy in the gate. You and I know that whoever controls the gate controls everything. True of us? True. Talk to me. Talk to me. Haman became an enemy of Mordecai because Mordecai is always at the gate. So anytime Haman is coming to maneuver the king, the Muti is coming to the palace with. As soon as he sees Mordecai, he spoils. Mordecai is a child of God. He has the spirit of God. He has the anointing of God. Others were bowing to Haman. And Haman said to himself, I will kill this guy because he's always stopping me at the gate. Whoever is at the gate controls the activities. What more about the gate? Look up. That is the exit and the entrance to the spirit world. Write it down. They shall speak to the enemy at the gates. If you don't have the key to the gate, you have no key to anywhere. Until you access the gate, you can't access any doors. Many are praying for open doors, and I laugh. The day God showed me the secret, I stopped praying for open doors. Doors will always be open once you access the gate. You can have every key to the door in your pocket. If your gate is locked, you can't see enter. True of us? You can't. You can't. The day you know that your job is finished is the day they take your access card from you. As long as you still have the access card, job is not finished anywhere. The gate. They shall speak with the enemy at the gate. Every city have a gate. And that's the controlling force of that city. If you don't take hold of the gate, you are not there. So the devil knows that number one, it is the seed that will bruise the head. Number two, it is the seed that will speak. with the enemy at the gates. So it takes power to be. Hello? Go and check in every school you see. Check the gate man. Have you seen that? They are always poor. If your father is a gate man at the school, you better tell him to leave. It's not a job to be, because most of those children in that schools are familiar spirit witches. So the man, out of order, they say lock the gate by 7:30 and you lock a witch out. In the night, they go to their meeting and say, you see that our gate man? I don't know what I did to him. He always locked me out. That's why you see gate man, they die mysteriously. I don't know that kind of profession. I used to do a deliverance service for them in Nigeria then. Deliverance of the gate men in schools. One of the most dangerous places to work is a school. You beat a child, you just smack it on the head like this. You don't know you have just smacked the head of all the leader of the witches in that area. By the time you get home, your hand is swelling. You say, God, what have I done? You don't know you have touched your mother. In school. Or you fail her. You are in trouble. If you don't have the power it takes to be void of power in this world, is to live a frustrated life. Are you with me? Yes. So you take the seed of the woman to speak. Lastly, the mystery of the seed. It is the seed of that woman that is meant to be a producer of weapons against the enemy. Don't forget, it will bruise the head, it will speak against the enemy at the gate, and thirdly, he is a producer. The seed of the woman is a producer of weapons. He said, happy is the man that have this quiver full of them. Every seed is meant to produce a seed. So to stop the weapon production is to kill the producer. I will show you. I will show you. In the days of Pharaoh, he said, kill all the male child. True or false? Who is he looking for? Moses. In the days of Pharaoh, he said, kill all the male child. Who is he looking for? Jesus. Because it is the seed of that woman that will bruise the head. It is the seed of that woman that will challenge the enemy at the gate. It is the seed of that woman that will produce more of weapons. 1 Samuel chapter 13 verse 19. 1 Samuel chapter 13 verse 19. In Israel, one of the major business or trade they don't play with is making of steel and iron. And you call them a blacksmith. A blacksmith. Are you there? 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. Look at what happened. Something happens very, very strange. Are we there? 2 Samuel, sorry. It takes the seed of the woman to bruise the head of the son. Where am I? Huh? Charles, what is that scripture again?
1 Samuel
1 Samuel?
Yeah, 13, 19.
13. 19. Alright, 1 Samuel 13. Yeah. Okay, it's my Bible. Alright, 1 Samuel 13, verse 19. Now there was no smith found. No what? Smith. Throughout all the land of Israel. For the Philistines said, let the Hebrews make them sword or spears. An iron bender. Look at verse 20. But all the Israel went down to Philistine to sharpen every man his shears and his cutter and his axe and his mattock. Verse 22. On the days of the battle, they came to the battle, but there was no man found having. There was no weapon in their hands. Verse 22. So it came in the days of what? That there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people, except for Saul and Jonathan. Give me verse 5. Go back to verse 5. See, they know that once you are fulfilling your destiny, you have weapon to produce. They came to the battlefront. Look how many people came. And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel. How many? Without, if you see a 30,000 chariot, there is a 30,000 chariot rider. Hello? Talk to me. You are coming to fight 6,000 horsemen. People are multitude. The Bible said they are like a sand on the seashore in multitude, and they came up and pitched in the you are coming with no sword. Is it a talk battle? Or you coming to kitchen to cook? 30,000 men of chariot and horsemen. They came also, but on the other side, they've eradicated, terminated every blacksmith in the land of Israel. So there were no one to reproduce weapon for them. I pray for you today. Melia Azuzukita. If your amen can go higher, you will fulfill destiny. Amen. I said you will fulfill destiny. Amen. I said you will fulfill destiny. Amen. I said you will fulfill destiny. Amen. The devil knows if you allow him to live, he's in trouble. Kill all the male child from 2 years downward. He knows if I should allow this guy to succeed, he will produce more blacksmiths. That is why, listen to me, as you are watching this on internet or by way of television, or you are listening here, listen carefully. If you don't understand that you are a seed, you are at a disadvantage in life. You are a seed. You are a what? A seed. You are a what? A seed. You are a seed. And the devil is after you to kill you. It's after you to frustrate you. It's after you to make you not to be able to produce other seed. Come on now. Are you with me? Amen. Say, I will fulfill destiny. I can't hear you, George. I will fulfill destiny. In your life, no man was found with a weapon. Anytime a blacksmith is born, they kill the blacksmith, kill the seed, kill the woman. Are you with me? As long as there's no blacksmith in the land, they can't produce weapon. And anytime they go to the Philistines to sharpen their weapon, on their way, they will run after them and kill them. That is how, one after the other, they managed to eradicate the generation of the blacksmith in the land. Ibala Suzuki Taliakata. If not for God, what do you think would have happened to Moses? What do you think would have happened to Moses? So I will fulfill destiny.
I will fulfill destiny.
Why do you come to battle when you don't have the weapon? No matter how much you have in your hands, if 1,000 people come against you, you can manage to kill 100, but they will kill you, isn't it? Yes. So 2 people against that. Did you see? They came to the battle. Nothing tells them we don't have anything to fight and we are going. Hello? You have been living your life as if you are just a man or a woman on the street. You should know where you are standing in God and in His covenant. Say, I receive.
I receive.
I can't hear you.
I receive.
Shout it like a minute.
I receive.
Shout it like a minute.
I receive.
Because you are a blacksmith. You are a blacksmith in your father's house. You may likely going to face a whole lot of battles. You may likely going to have a whole lot of things to shoot. You may likely going to have a whole lot of things to unpack on your table. But I pray for you, the power to match is coming upon you this morning. Amen. I can hear your loud amen. Amen. So every seed in the hand of the farmer, look up, in the hand of the sower, has the same potential. Write it down. It has the same capacity. It has the same destiny. Every seed has the same potential, has the same capacity, has the same capability, has the same destiny. Every seed in the hand of the farmer. When you see that seed, it has the same. It can also be a forest. It can be 100%. It can be anything. The moment the seed left the hands of the farmer and fall to the ground, is no longer the determinant. Hello? Talk to me. The farmer is no longer the determinant of that seed. And this is where we get it wrong. Just as an arrow in the hands. Hello? Talk to me. The arrow in the hands of an hunter, a mighty man. That arrow, in some tribe in Nigeria, anytime they are going to fight, they even put those arrows inside the poison, the head of that arrow, so that when they shoot it and it enters, it will not just enter, it will have passed something. Boom! But with the seed, the farmer is no longer going to determine. The sower has no input. It has no idea of the destiny of that seed. So what happens? The condition of the soil determines, write it down, the outcome of that seed. Many of you, when you are planted, you are planted in the wrong soil. You have so much of heat, the scorching of the sun. You are so much exposed to the heat of life. And that is why your seed can no longer become 100%. Same potential, same capacity. Are you with me? Same destiny. Don't forget. Don't forget. So, some seed fell by the wayside, right? And they become a prey in the hands of the birds of the air. Say after me, seed. I will fulfill destiny.
I will fulfill destiny.
So the result became different because of the unfavorable soil, the seed fell. Some people they are planted, right? But they are planted in a wrong soil. Thorns are shocking them. Thorns, tissues are shocking them. In all probability, maybe some of you will have been the richest woman on earth. But because of where you landed, you become the richest, poorest. You become what? Richest what? Ha! Today, there is a reconfiguration that will take place in your life. Amen. Power will be released. Amen. I said power will be released. Amen. All manners of battles. You can't compare yourself with others. That's why the Bible said those that compare are not wise. If you compare me with anybody, I hate you for life. Don't compare. Don't compare your husband. Don't compare your wife. Everybody is different. We don't have the same destiny. Hello?
Amen.
We don't have the same destiny. Don't compare your children. You see this one is doing well. Look at you. Don't compare them. They that do that are not wise. A pastor that compares his members is not wise. A father that compares even spiritual children are not wise. You are a foolish person if you compare. Look at it. Look at it. You are very. The Bible called you a foolish man, a foolish woman. Hello. You see that man on television and you are comparing him with me. Do you know what it takes to be on television? Do you know what it takes? So you can't come here comparing me. If I want to prophesy, I will prophesy. If I don't want to prophesy, I keep my mouth shut. You can't. You know what people did to Moses? They make him sin against God. They push him. You don't need to force yourself to do what you are not meant for. I'm a prophet. I don't need to prove it. Even when you see God, ask him. He knows he sent me. I don't need to prove it. Amen. Are you with me? Amen. That we don't tell you your PIN to your phone doesn't mean God is not here. Don't compare. Ha! After today, your heavens will open. That's a prophecy. What else are you looking for? Hold your phone. Can I tell you your PIN? Go deeper, Mama. Not even Papa now. Go deeper. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. When you compare, listen to this. When you compare, the Bible says you are not wise. You are not what? You are not wise. I have people. One of my daughters is watching this now. One day I was praying with her, and she had a knock on her door. She lives in Dallas, United States. As I was speaking into her life, he said, "Daddy, I had a call. I had a knock." He said, "What kind of a knock is this?" He went out. She went out, and there was nobody. He said, "What kind of a strange knock?" It was, and I had it as well on the phone. I had that knock. I had that knock. He said, "No woman is here." And in America, you don't see people just walking around. They might shoot you. No one is here. He said, what kind of a knock? I said, that is the angel I sent to you. When they knock again, tell them to come in. That's it. Tell them to come in. He said, what kind of a man are you? So much grace. He said, I've wasted all my life until I find you. Don't compare me. One day she wanted to compare me. I said, Dora, don't go there. Don't compare me. She said, but when I go to church, I go empty, I come back empty. But when I speak to you 1 hour on the phone, my life is full of life. Don't compare. Don't compare. You are not wise when you do that. And that's why you say a whole lot of marriage is falling apart today because we compare. We compare. Look at that one. He's holding his wife. He's holding her husband. And you are not holding me. It means you don't love me. All my friends at work, their husband used to send them messages of love. Even when they are at work, you don't send. Am I your... That is the way the man decided to run his own family. A woman took her husband to court for divorce. And the judge said, final, before I separate both of you. Man, your wife said, there is no more love in this marriage. Because you never said to her, you love her after your wedding night. The man said, my Lord, I didn't say I love her after our wedding night because I said it once, I've not changed my mind. The woman broke into tears. He said, I said it once, I've never changed my mind. It's not a marriage teaching, but if I blow your head, some of you, you know me. When the thing enter. In this country, one of the things you see is that most marriages are struggling. They are struggling. They are struggling. And you as a woman who want to get married, listen to this. Don't ever compare your past relationship. That's why you see when a lady has been in relationships, it will be very difficult for her to have a stable relationship because she will always compare. When a woman is divorced, you will hardly see her in a stable relationship. Why? Because she knows how a man treats a wife or a widow. Please understand this. Don't compare. This is a new, different, whole level. Are you with me? Amen. If I tell you the way my father loved my mother, he's so bonded until my mother did not understand how a man loves. She always compared. So I know what I went through looking at that. I know what I went through. Amen. Amen. There's a way. You must cut your own journey. Clear. The guy that I dated in 1945 used to provide and give me everything. But now you are in a different old level. He may not have such as such. Don't compare. Are you with me? You see, when Jesus get to that man, to that woman at the well, he said, I know you've got attitude. He said, yeah, yes. I owe no man anything. He said, no, I can see. You are married 5 times. Jesus was not talking about physical man. He was talking to his 5 senses. Why I read it? You are not talking to a physical man. The man, he said, even the one in your house is not your husband. Are you with me? Amen. When that woman left that pot, he went to the city. He said, come and see a real man. All the men I ever know, they are not real. This one is real. Jesus said, you are still comparing. The day your husband tells you, I love you because of your nose, please keep that nose pointed. Because the day that nose is no longer there, the love is gone. Are you? The day your husband tells you, you know, this your, I love, look at my wife. Wow. That day you are in a wheelchair. The love has gone on a holiday. The day your husband or your wife tells you, I love you because you provide. The day you can't provide, the window, the love has fly away. You can't love for anything. You love for loving. Have you ever seen from Genesis to Revelation where Jesus said he loved us because of this? I love you because you are good in bed. The day you are no longer good and you are lazy, no more love. Oh, my husband is a good guy. When he talks to me, he does not raise his voice. The day he raises his voice, love is finished. So you can't love for anything. And that's what women look for. Show me why you love me. I love you for who you are. That's my life. If I'm looking for beauty or whatever, it's been journey of 17 years now. And I love you because of the way you catwalk. The day you can't catwalk, so dressing to kill because you want a man to love you is a waste of time. He will love you if he loves you. So when you have a relationship before, don't bring it to the next one. Let it die there. The guy used perf, the guy is smelling. You know, when you see a guy who dress so good and all this mustache, they have all these things. They have, you know the way I'm talking about. Those ones, by the time you are in labor, they are still busy. You are in the labor world, you want to give back. Your husband is still spending 3 hours in the bathroom. I know of a guy, he will be calling his mother, Mama, more water, after 3 hours. 3 hours. So don't compare. Where are we? Okay, let's go back to the message. Have I blessed you this morning? Amen. Amen. So, the seed you are. The reason I went there is that you should not compare. The ground I've landed with is not the ground you are landed with. Maybe I would have been so much great if I was not landed in Lagos, Nigeria. To that man and that woman. Very poor. So poor. We are so poor to the extent that if you come to steal in our house, we will be the one to end up robbing you. Because there is nothing to steal. We are so poor to a point that even my mother, if she's going to shop, she will have to count how many meat she left in the pot. Poverty. If I was not born in Limpopo, who would not want to be born in the house of Bill Gates? Huh? Or one of the richest man in Africa, that would you would have loved to be. You now want to compare yourself. I wonder some pastors, they want to preach like T.D. Jakes. And they ended up becoming a T.D. Jakes. Because you can't steal his foundation and transfer it to yours. It's not the same soil. They have no same destiny. The moment the seed left the hands of the farmer, it does not have anything to do with that seed. It is now the condition the seed met that will determine. Mercy will speak for you this morning. Shout, I'm a seed. You are where you are today because you are surviving. You are struggling to survive. The heat is too much. It is too much. The scourging, the thorns are shocking you. Why? Because you are a precious seed. That's why you need power. Many could not maximize destiny because you look at your mate, they seem to be doing well. In fact, you look at them, you envy them. It's because you don't know you are a seed. You look at life and it seems there's nothing. There's nothing worth living for. Look at David. The Bible scholar said David fought 66 battles. He fought 66 battles. In 1 Kings chapter 5, verse 1 and 2 and 3, he came to Solomon, the king of Iran, and said, Solomon, what's happening here? I had one to build. Your father could not. And Solomon replied to the king, he said, you know how much, verse 2, my father loved the Lord. You know how much he loved the Lord. Verse 3, thou knowest how much that David, my father, could not build an house. He could not build a structure. He could not have anything with his name on it. Unto the name of the Lord is God, for the walls, underline that, for what? Which were about him on every side, until the Lord put them under the sole of his feet. On every side, anytime David wants to plant and build a foundation, you will hear that in the tribe of Judah, some people have come to fight them. Anytime he tries, as he's putting one block together, something will happen that will distract him. He could not build, not because he does not have the intention to build. Hello? He could not build, not because there are no provision to build. He could not build because of many walls that surround him, which were about him on every side. Some analysis was taking place, was carried out, that why do men die before their wives? Why do we have more widow than widower? And one of the things I pick up there is that a man, as I stepped out of my house yesterday to pick up a private teacher I got for my daughter, I saw a car that is broken, and the guy opened the bonnet, fixing the car, and the woman was in the car doing all kinds of. I said, what? When the car hit the man there now, he will go to Avcom and collect. The man will go all out with the stress And when he comes back home, the woman is still giving him stress. You say we should not talk, we will talk. There is no more pap in this house. Do you know what the man faces every day of his life? You wonder why men don't want to leave the pub, the tavern, the club, because they know there is matata at home. So they will only go there just to sleep and wake up and bath. The next day they are out. Not because of anything. There are battles all around. There are what? Battles. All around. Solomon, what are you doing? Ooh, Haram. My father loved the Lord, but he could not build. He could not build. When your seed has so much to deal with, you need power to stand it. You need what? Power to stand it. To stand it. There are battles all around, but you need power to withstand, to match. To match. I pray for you. Whatever is coming against you because you are a seed, by the power that raised Jesus from the dead, you are coming out of it. Shout, battles coming against me as a seed, inspired by fire. So the reality of life is this: life is a battlefield, not a playground. Life is war, not fun. But you need to learn how to bring it to an end. You can't fight all your life. You can't. That's why you need power to put them under your feet. Psalm 110 verse 1 to 3 says, in the days of thy power, thy people shall be weak. Root thou in the midst of thy enemies. Are you with me? 2 Kings chapter 11. 2 Kings chapter 11. If you don't have this power, you will just be wasted. Verse 1. A woman, a witch, called Adeoye, the mother of Ahaziah. And when Adeoye, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, look at what he did. She arose and destroyed all what? Royal. She destroyed every seed. 70 of them. She destroyed them all. Ha! We live in a world of wickedness. If my seed will not survive, your seed will not succeed. When she saw that her own child is dead, she killed every child. Hello? Adeoye was the only woman that reigned in Israel. Fortunately, one man escaped. It's called Joash. For 6 years, they kept him in the bedchamber. And it was the only woman. Look at that. And her son was dead. She arose. There are powers that want to kill you because you are a seed royal. There is royalty in you. Are you with me? Amen. You are not just a man looking for a job. You are not just a brother who doesn't have direction in life. You are not just a woman who is looking for a marriage. You are a seed and you must fulfill destiny. Amen. I said you must fulfill destiny. Amen. There are powers in your father's house who says if their child will not succeed, you will not succeed. Talk to me. If they are what? If my son will not prosper, nobody will prosper in this house. Seed royal, he killed them. She killed all of them. All of them. That is what the battles of life does. You need power to match. You need what? Power to match. See it, royal. Look at what happened to Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth is an heir to the throne. He is the child of Jonathan. When the nurse taking care of Mephibosheth heard that David had reigned, has been ordained as a king, and have been put on the throne, in attempt to take Mephibosheth away, so that the king that is reigning will not kill him, the man fell, and he became crippled. They took him to Lodebar, in the house of Machir. And when David said for the prince, please, is there no man in the house of Saul that I may show kindness? And they said, oh, there's Mephibosheth. And they went to Mephibosheth. They said, Mephibosheth, the king is calling you. Hear what Mephibosheth said. He said, me, a dog. The battles of deceit reduced Mephibosheth from a prince to a dog. The man called prodigal son was eating with the pigs, not because he wanted to eat, but something reduced him from royalty to animal. That is what sometimes you find yourself among people you should not. Not because situation. Have you seen where a woman is selling a live fish? A fish seller will always sell a dead fish. In 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 25 and 27, 2 Samuel chapter 1, the Bible said, and David said, why have you fallen? How have the mighty fallen, and the weapon of war perished? He said to Jonathan, why did you die as if you are... The seed faces so much battle. And if you don't have the power to match, you will fall. A mighty seed fell like no man. He said to Gibeon, why do you have to kill? Why the sword died on you as if it was not anointed at all? That is what the battles reduce men to be. Amen. When power is lacking, mighty men will fall like a sheep man. When power is lacking. Let me answer this question. What can happen to you as a seed? I believe that should be in your heart. What can happen? What could have happened? What could have happened? What could have happened? Luke 13 verse 10 to 16 tells us of a woman who was bent over for 18 years. Isn't it? Hello? Talk to me. Hello? She was bent over for 18 years. 18 solid years. And on the Sabbath day, Jesus came and touched her, and she was healed. And people started saying, you can't heal her. She was not supposed to be healed. And Jesus said, but you guys, you even lose your horses to go and feed on the Sabbath day. Why would not this seed of Abraham? Oh, she was bad because she was a seed of Abraham. So a seed can be in bondage. Write it down. A seed can be in bondage. The devil possesses the binding power. He can bind any seed. Number two, a seed can be captured. In 1 Chronicles 11 verse 16 to 19. 1 Chronicles 11 verse 16 to 19. There are things God has given to us, but the enemy have succeeded in capturing them. It could be a house, it could be a job, it could be a marriage, it could be a finance, it could be an idea, it could be a dream, it could be a business, it could be a life. And the enemy have succeeded in garrison against it. Mounting a garrison. In 1 Chronicles chapter 11 verse 16, the Bible talks of the well in Bethlehem, and the Philistines had their garrison surrounding it. And David said, I long to drink from the well of Bethlehem. I asked a question. Jesus was born in the Bethlehem of Judea. What is the Philistine doing in Bethlehem? This is one of the wells that was spoken more about in the Bible. Most of the historical event that happens around this well. And David was then in the hold, and the Philistine garrison was then at Bethlehem. It's like you're talking of Ethiopian garrison in South Africa. And they said no South Africans should come there. And that is one of their major business hold. Look at verse 17. And David longed to drink from the water. He longs to drink. Because even Jesus, everybody want that water. Everybody prefer that water of Bethlehem. Oh, beautiful star of Bethlehem, shining da 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 da. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful star of Bethlehem, stars of Bethlehem, shine upon us until the glory is done. Bethlehem, you can't push it aside. That is where our Savior was born. But the enemy took over it. Remember, he said, I will have. And David longed and said, oh, that one will give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem. That is at the gate. Don't forget the gate. Don't forget the gate. 3 men went and took water. 2 were fighting in the garrison, and 1 was fetching the water. When they brought the water, they said, what? What is this? They said, the water you long for. And he poured it as an offering unto the Lord. Your sin could have been captured. Could have been captured. I pray that there will be deliverance for you this morning.
Amen.
I can hear your loud amen.
Amen.
I can hear your loud amen.
Amen.
What more could have happened to your seed? It could have been, seed can be born into battles. Write it down. Seed could have been born. Give me Matthew 19 verse 12. He said there are several eunuchs. He said some were born eunuchs. Some were made eunuchs. And some made themselves eunuchs. For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb. Born eunuchs. And there are some eunuchs which were made the eunuchs of men. Look at that. Several. And there were eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. So there are seed born into battles. Joshua 6 verse 26. Look up. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
When he brought down the wall of Jericho, he said, wherever we build it, we build it with his first son and finish it with his last one. Those children had no clue. Hello?
Amen.
They had no clue. They were born into the house of the man that will rebuild that wall, not knowing that they will be used to start that project and finish that project. No prophet warned that man, don't do it, don't dare it. Somebody has spoken about it. He started it with his first child and ended it with his last one. They have no clue, they have no idea, they have no hand in that battle, but they were born into it. Hello? They were born into it. You could be born eunuchs. You could be made eunuchs by men. So she could be facing so much battle because she was born into it. Say, my father, my father, bring my seed out of bondage of the blood. In John chapter 9 verse 1 and 2. John chapter 9 verse 1 and 2. Some people came to Jesus. Look up John 9 verse 1 and 2. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was what? From where? This man had no trace of eyes. Look at verse 2. The people now ask, Master, who did sin, this man or his parent, that he was born blind? So you could be born. Your sin could just land in a womb that is so much with battle. Are you with me? Blessed is the womb that bears you. But most times you need to understand there is a place you live for 9 months can affect your life. There's a place you live, you grow. There's a place you live, you eat. There's a place you live, you even poop. There's a place you live, you travel. There's a place you live, you talk for 9 months. That place has the tendency to affect your life. Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 8. Let me show you something that will shock you. You can be born with a battle. You can be born into a battle. Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 8. Look at this. Everybody, look up. Oh, Zizuata. We have a little sister. And she had no what? She was born without breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? And you know, you women, you talk, isn't it? When she's dancing in church, look at her friend. She has no breast. Yo, Eligama. So, I want her breast. What shall we do? We have a sister that has no breast. We have a boy that has no eyes. Why? Who see? Why were they born like this? You could be born. I don't think that woman will ever again to marry a man. Flat. Every other thing is fine. But how do you forget about the technology now? It can't be like it can't be. I don't think the such breast can have milk. Even if they succeed to do a plastic one. That's why when you go to market, you see all kinds of brands. The one they also help you to pack. Because even the manufacturer are aware of this verse. That some people, they need mercy. And some people, wow, more than enough. Are you with me? I've never seen this in the Bible before. You know, this Bible is funny. We have a sister. She was born without breast. Have you ever thanked God and hold your breast like, Lord, I thank you for giving me breast? Have you ever in your life you thought it's normal? It's not. One day I told you God spoke to me. Do you even thank me for your shoulder? Because without this shoulder you have no fitting. I cried that day. So you wear a suit and you are bragging. It's because you have a shoulder. If you don't have a shoulder, do you ever thank me for shoulder? Some of you thank me for your eyes, you thank me for your feet, you thank me for your hands, and that's it. Some of the things you have, you should even thank God for it. What shall we do when it's been spoken for? It means that concerning marriage, you have no chances. You have everything. There's a lot of chances for you. So some people are born into error, sorrow. Jabez, look up, was born into battle. See, he didn't name himself Jabez, isn't it? He was called Jabez because his mother bare him in sorrow. In those days, I have a friend like that in school. His name is called Dog. Dog, play ball. And Dog will pass ball to us. Say, look at your head, you are a dog. You know why they name some children like that? Because they die. When they come, they die. When they come, they die. So in the beliefs of our parents then, they give them a funny name to make them shy, not to die again. We call them Abiku. I don't know what to call that in English, but Abiku. If you're looking for the meaning, say Abikus. When you have them, after 1 year, 2 years, they die. They come again, they die. Some of them, they will even plug them into fire. Some of them, they will make a mark on them not to die again. That's why it's not everybody you release your children to go and do and celebrate. Some of you are even looking for, is that nobody here? Is that nobody here? Some birthdays are rituals.
Yes, sir.
For the child to stay. So you go and your children eat, and they, don't forget the one I said last Sunday. The man was sick, and he called his woman to come and heal him and told him, isn't it? Talk to me.
Yes.
And the man, after doing all the things, said, we will transfer this debt to somebody. Anybody that come into your house now will die when you say ta. And the Sangoma forgot he didn't collect his money on his way going. He came back. He entered the room. The man said ta. And the Sangoma have already told the man, if only the man can say Rita, that is when the man will not die. So the Sangoma knows what he told him. He said Rita. The man said ta. He said Rita. Any celebration you attend and you don't have the power to match, you will carry something.
That's right.
You see your child who is very brilliant before, now he's dumb. Birthday products.
Yes, sir.
Some of you, all your life is funeral. You looking, where is funeral? Funeral. They transfer things there. Things don't go anywhere. That's why the Bible said there is no temptation that come to you that has not been before. Everything is still around.
Amen. Amen.
You are sleeping. I'm talking too much, right?
No.
Everything is still around. Watch it. You need to watch it. One man came to me, they have killed all my children, only the last one they want to kill. I said, what are you waiting for till they kill all of them, till the last one? What? Where are you looking? You are busy buying the latest hair in town and the latest shoes in town and going to the latest, power. You know all the shopping malls in Pretoria. I only know one mall, which is Merlin. In fact, in that Merlin itself, I'm getting lost. I find myself in another pit. Some of you know all the malls. There are places in this city I will still have to use a GPS to get there.
That's right.
And I've been living here for over a decade now. I still need some places. I need a GPS. Me, I have eyes for places. You have eyes. So the whole map of Pretoria is on your head. When I go to a place once, I don't need to, I know the place. There are 4 things I want to say here, but I will give you that only. Next Sunday, we will get the rest. Are you with me? So when you understand it, that you can be born into it. Look at Ezekiel 16, verse 44. There is a proverb in Israel. Ezekiel 16, verse 44. Abraham gave birth to Isaac. Isaac was born into it. Abraham waited for a child. Isaac waited for a child. Jacob had a wife, his legitimate wife, Rachel, waited for a child. Look up. Everybody, look up. They are not with me. He said, behold, everyone that uses this proverb shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is our what? What makes the daughter to be like the mother? Born into it. Born into it. Born into it. Born into it. You inherit it. So you can't compare yourself with those who have a good playground. My brother, same father is here, same mother. We are friends when we are growing up. When they are bragging like this, oh, our father just took us, there's a park in Lagos, there's one park, but not now, everywhere is park. Then, our father just took us to amusement park. And then the snacks, everything they bought there, drinks, and then the guys will be bragging it on our faces. On our faces. We just came back from amusement park. We are playing. We are eating with them. We are playing. So one day I said to them, I said, me too, I will tell my dad to take us to amusement park. And the guy said, yeah, take your dad to take you there. It's only a rich man, children that goes there. I said, yes, we are rich in our house. Don't forget, my father always taught us, when you eat and there is no meat, use a toothpick. You drink tea. That is only in our house. Don't try it in your house. When we drink tea like this, we use toothpick. Tea. So that day, our dad arrived from work. We went to him. Dad, in our mind, I wanted to say, take us to amusement park. Trust me. My father touched the bed like this. When we want to say, take us to amusement, we say, take us to Bible study. We didn't know where they came out. We said, want to go to Bible? That was when they put back the belt. You will have feel it on your head. Amusement what? Amusement stupid. Who was when he was taking out his bed like this, we changed the story. We changed. Bam! Into it. Not for anything. Bam! Into it. That's why you need to see your life on the edge of success. If my mother could not succeed, I will succeed. If my father could not succeed, I will succeed. I've been to 23 nations and my father never entered an aircraft before. Preaching the everlasting gospel of Jesus. I've written quite a number of books that have changed lives. My father didn't do that. As it is to the mother, so is her daughter. As it is to the father, So is her son. It's not a crime to be born in that house. But don't die the way they used to die.
Amen.
Don't die the way they used to die. It's not a crime to be born poor. But don't die poor.
Amen.
My son, one came to me one day. He said, Daddy, what do you? I left you busy. I woke up, I met you busy. What do you take to stay awake? I look at him and I said, boy, responsibility. It's the coffee I take. I don't need to take anything to stay awake. Responsibility. They are dragging you to even wake up. You are irresponsible. I don't want to set alarm to wake up. Some of you put your alarm, we shake your head like this. It's not strong enough. He will move the bed, The alarm is not anointed enough. As it is to the mother, so is her daughter. That is what Christ came to redeem us for. So that your seed will not follow the bloodline pattern in that family. He came to put a new change in your destiny. I speak to your life, you will fulfill destiny. I can hear your loud amen to that. Amen. This is where it is. For every seed, you must know that the beauty of it is in planting. Genesis 8 verse 22. Genesis 8 verse 22. Look up. For every seed, the beauty of it is in planting. Are you getting it?
Yes,
He said 8:22 studio. Why the heck remaineth? Seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not what? Shall not cease. The beauty of every car is in the driving, isn't it? The beauty of any food is in what?
Taste.
In what? What is the beauty of any food? It's in the eating now. You don't see the beauty of the food until you eat it. This time last year, we were having our conference, and me and Deacon were looking for the hotels to put the man of God. And we went to Sheraton. At the time we entered this room, I saw a paper on that bed. Do not sit. I said the beauty of this bed is in lying in it. The man said, if you lie down, you pay for it. The beauty is in partaking. So what am I saying? Look up. You must be seeded to God before your seed can have destiny fulfillment. You must be what? Write it down. When your life becomes a seed, seeded to God, Satan become helpless regarding your destiny. Are you taking note? Students along with me. Jesus became a seed. A seed where? On that. So Satan could not handle him. Why? Because he was seeded. Seeded. Only a seed will bruise the head. So if you are not a seeded Christian, forget it. You have no future with God. When you are a seed, be seeded. Be what?
Seated.
Be what?
Seated.
You become impossible for Satan to molest. Write it down. To harass. To touch. That's when you are expecting an harvest. Seeded. Samuel was seeded to the temple. Seeded to the temple. I don't have a leisure time. Monday to Monday. My life is on this life. On this life. One of my father in the faith, all his life is in the church. He lives there. In fact, he plays table tennis there. The bank is there. Everything, the church is there. His office is there. His house is there. In Lagos. So he can use one shoe for 10 years without any scratch. He's going nowhere. To where? He has his private jet in that same land. He has a landing spot there. Schools are there. Church are there. Offices are there. There is nothing. I said, how do you, those clothes expensive? He said, that's why I wear white only. Every day is white. So that you won't know when it's not changed. Seated. Seated. Some of you come to church because you have a new clothes. You want to show me. I've seen it. So, forgive me. When you are a seed, you have no other life. You have no what? You have no other life. Because you are a seed, seeded unto God. When I'm in church, I'm a Christian. When I'm not in church, I am everything. You don't have a life. You have two faces. You see why some of you don't put up the sticker in your house? Because you don't want them to know where you fellowship. So that they won't call me and say, this one. When you are a seed, seed time and harvest. Seed time. Number 2, as we close. Be a seed sower. Be a what? Be a what? The beauty of every seed is in the sowing. You can't be a seed and you are not a sower of seed. He said, we give bread to the eater and seed to the sower. He gives bread to what? To the eater. He gives seed to the sower. He gives seed to the sower. So if he does not leave your hand, write it down, it cannot affect your life. If he does not leave your life, your hands, it cannot affect your life. God said, tell them to sow a seed for manifestation. I had it as I was getting ready for this service. Tell them, as many that will key into this, they should get ready for harvest. Manifestation. Manifestation. You've had a whole lot of prophecy. You have a whole lot of promises. You have prayed all your life. Now is the time for manifestation. Write it down. Seed precede harvest. No seed, no harvest. We sow seed to create an outcome. God needed a family, but he has only one son. He planted the son and he called the whole world to himself. We plant the seed to create an outcome. The man put a seed in his wife, and the man got a child. We plant the seed to prepare an harvest. Look up. Put it there. Student, words are seed for feelings. I said it here. Words are what? Gratitude is a seed for more. Woo! Battle is a seed for territory. Repentance is a seed for mercy. Tithe is a seed for divine favor. Did you see that? You are in a world of seed. You sow nothing, you reap nothing. In fact, nothing is a seed. You reap nothing because you sow nothing. You are a walking seed. You are what? So to create a season of manifestation, plant a seed for it. Plant a seed for it. Plant a seed for it. Words are seed for feelings. You want to be loved? Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Some of you are getting irritated in life because you are irritating. You are irritating. The Bible said, he that will befriend should be friendly. Everybody that comes around you, you suspect them. Everybody. You are not accommodating. Words are seed for feelings. If I wanted to commit suicide now, it's just to say it. I will say something about you, you will so much hate to live. Words are seed for feelings. After today, may you receive grace. Amen. I said, may you receive grace. Amen. I said, may you receive grace. Amen. Rise to your feet. Words are seed for feeling. You know, there is a natural way you feel loved. There's a natural way you feel loved. Stand here. Let's say, Baba said, I don't need to say I love you. Then you not keep quiet. Say it to if she wants to hear it. Don't go, I have a ticket. To say, this is my ticket. Yes, you have it. He said I should not. So, words are seed for feelings. Of you, the way you talk is the reason why you are where you are. Is the reason why you are where you are. Look up. Look at me. My mother said to me, it is words that brings out cola from the bucket. You know, Nigerian musicians, if they wanted to go and sell your house, you come and spread the money on them. There's a way they will call you. Eunice. The owner of Pretoria, in Pretoria Central, every bank knows her, every bank knows. And you are dancing, you are checking your leg. Yeah, that's my name. As you are hearing your name, your head is swelling. So you don't understand where you are until you understand the seed to plant. If you don't know how to sow seed, forget it. Harvest is not yours. If you don't know how to plant seed, it's like somebody going, because you have not planted there, you are not expected to reap. You are not expected to I was preaching in your father's church in Dublin, and as I was in the crowd, over 2,000 people. One man touched my suit. I said, if you tear it, you buy it. Life, everybody saw it. If you touch my suit and you tear it, you buy it. The man looked at me, what kind of a street man is this one? We want to tap and I said, who's anointing? Have you served me? You pour water in my hands. Have you planted seed into my hands? You now want to tap? Take it. It will not be nothing. If you don't know how to plant, forget it. Tell your friend standing here, you are just living. Nothing to show about. Why? Because you have not seek where to plant yourself. Where to what? Plant yourself. You are just scattered. There is no place to be planted, so there is no harvest. There is no harvest. When you sow seed, you expect a return. If you are not in tithe, you know why some of you don't tithe? You know why you don't tithe? You want to know? Because the church you believe in is the church of Jesus Christ. You don't believe in a local church. And when that happens, you can't tithe. You had a sister who said for the past almost 6 years she has not been to church. So it means that for the past 6 years she has not been tithing. Words are seed for feelings. Gratitude. I see for what? For what? There are people in my life I will never give them anything again. But the first time I gave them, they were not grateful. They were not what? Grateful. You brought somebody to church last Sunday and I called you after the service. I said, keep it up, brother. That's good. Gratitude is a seed for more. When something falls and you pick it up and you were given, what do you expect to say? My mother taught me something very funny. She said, you know that anytime, listen to this, me and your father make love, I tell him, thank you. I was still young then, but that words have never left me. I tell your father, thank you. Look at my man. That we don't find in town anymore. He said, you should do to my friend. Go and drink water and come back for another one. I'm tired. I want more, my husband. Did you say thank you for the first one? For those who are married, though, don't go and tell your boyfriend thank you. And for those who are expecting to be married, get ready. Your season has come. I say your season has come. Gratitude is a seed for more. If you are not grateful, you can't get more. 10 were healed, only one came back. And the one that came back got it right. Others were healed, only he was made whole. Only he. Don't be too much to yourself. Be grateful. Be grateful. When was the last time you ever sat with your husband and said, you know what, you've provided even when there is none. Thank you. I want to tell you, listen, if this marriage is not working and you can't provide, let me go back to my mother. And I know I won't suffer. Oh, I see you are trying, but my friend, you are not grateful. Before I'm suspecting you're laughing. You are in trouble after this service. You will come and tell me why you are laughing. Look up. Be grateful even for the little that you are given. Be what? Grateful. Be what? Be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful. Some churches, the pastor will just stand there. You know, yesterday I was in Chicago. I took my lunch with Barack Obama, and then in the evening I took my dinner. And here I am in South Africa. Everybody shout, praise the Lord. Let's give. That's the message you had. The whole service, that's what you had. But you now come here. I still take my time to study and pray. I give you everything. You are not still grateful. You don't have more. Lift up your hands. Lord, baptize me with grace as a seed. Baptize me with grace as a seed. Lift up your hands, everybody, wherever you are watching. Lord, baptize me with grace. Baptize me with grace. Speak to him this morning. Lord, I need grace to fulfill destiny. I need grace to fulfill destiny. I need grace to fulfill destiny. Are you praying or you are playing? I need grace to fulfill destiny. I need grace to fulfill destiny. I need grace to fulfill destiny. Speak to him, speak to him, speak to him. Lord, I'm a seed that will fulfill destiny. Give me power, oh Lord. Lord, release your power upon my life. The power needed as a seed, release upon me. The power needed as a seed, release upon me. The power needed as a seed, release upon me. The power needed as a seed, release upon me. The power needed as a seed, release upon me. The power. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Lift up your hands. Say, Lord, I need power. I don't want to die on the wayside. I don't want the touching of the sun to kill my seed. I don't want thorns and tissues to kill my seed. Release your power upon my life. Open your mouth, open your mouth, open your mouth. Speak to the Lord.